A great philosopher once said, "Thou shalt not let a chain and sprocket replacement go on for 4 episodes," yet here we are. I'm Dino, that's Patch's Repair Shop. Let's finally get this finished, shall we? Right, if you're new here guys, simple chain and sprocket replacement. Started off with a seize nut on the input shaft for the front sprocket, so we sorted that. Then we were missing the center carrier adapter for the new sprocket, my bad. Then I left the chain too long and I can't tension it up. It's like a banana in a bucket. It's probably about the cleanest way I can put that. So what we're going to start off by doing is cutting that chain link off, and I have got a quick release chain link. Yeah, not sure, it's a big chain, it's a 525. It's not a slow bike. Should be alright. Let's try. I think it should have one of these. I'm going to try a quick release one. I have got one in black, so I know exactly where it is all the time, and I can keep an eye on it. So let's go ahead and cut that one back off, shall we? So I've just taken the heads back off those rivets, so we can take that chain link back off. Right, got it on the bench. Some of the missus' best towels laid out so we don't get it dirty, says the bloke who was putting it on a gravel drive. Anyway, never mind. Inner link, outer link. So the gold bit is the outer link, this silver part is the inner link, and this is the old chain. And we can see I need to be left with an inner link to be able to get the new quick release link in. So I need to grind this rivet off here, this factory produced rivet if you like, I suppose. So I'm going to grind that off, knock that rivet through and expose that inner link. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now, time lapsed, or maybe bring you back in, I don't know, 1 second. Right, off camera guys, do apologise. That's the old bit of link that I don't want, so I just cut a cross through it with my angle grinder, used a heavy punch and just punched it through. Chain popped off, so that's that done. That wasn't too much of a drama. This is the quick release pin that I'll show you here, but obviously we need to take it back to the bike. I don't appear to have taken as much off of the chain as what I thought I was going to be able to, because it was pretty slack, and I've only taken one complete link out. I suppose it doesn't need a lot. So 4 new X rings, O rings, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to put loads and loads of grease on so I don't get beaten up in the comments again. This is a horrible bit of stuff. You watch the Triumph Daytona project that we've got going on. Didn't have these problems, but this is maybe just one of those jobs that wants to fight me. So loads of grease on there. Probably too much now. Oh well. Right, let's get this new chain back on the bike, shall we? Right, chain's back on the bike, guys. That looks a lot more like it. A lot better tension, so get your hand out of the way, Dino. Let's line those up there. We've got the new link all greased up with the O-rings on. Push that through so it can hold it in place. Now, got to put the O-rings on. I've got to grease them up. But how easily is this new plate going to go on? Like I said, I've got a black one, not a gold one. Just so that I can see where it is. That's going to go on easy enough. Right, so loads of really horrible sticky grease. New O-rings. Might need the chain tool just to push that plate over. So we just need to push this outer plate over enough to expose the grooves where the quick release clip is going to fit. Really sorry guys, had to do that off the camera. There was some swearing involved, so I used the chain tool with the plates to push the pins through the outer link, and then that exposes the little groove in the two rivets, and then you slot your clip over and you push it that way. But what you need to know is what way to put the clip, because the engine is pulling the chain that way, like that. So the force is being pulled that way. So you want to make sure that the open end of the link is at the back. So the closed end of the link is where the force is being applied. I hope that makes sense. So you're going to put it on this way, clip it backwards. That's the closed end. That's the open end at the back. If it's the other way round, it's going to be, the force is going to be pulling that way and attempting to open the clip up. Okay, so you want to have it the way round. We've got it just there. If I can maybe give you a better shot. There you go. Grease everywhere. Right, let's get the rest of it back together, shall we? So I've got the chain tension roughly where I want it, just by moving the adjuster, and I move the adjuster by moving this chain guard, which is part of the adjuster. If you look back at part 2 or part 3, you'll see the explanation about how that eccentric hub works. I don't have the special tool, but it is really easy to do just by moving this by hand. So I've got it to where I want it on the paddock stand. I just need to try it on the side stand with the weight on the bike to make sure I'm happy with the chain tension. I can't actually do that because I've made another little boo-boo, but we can finish the job today, okay? And I'll show you what that is in a bit. A few bits left to clean up, guys. And you've all been recommending this Built Hamber Surface HD, so treat myself to some. It's Christmas. Now, I think you need to water this down, but I'm not sure. I'll put a link to it in the description anyway, guys. I haven't used it yet. We're about to find out. Right. Typical dilutions for use are 1 to 2% in water for light duty applications and 5 to 10% for heavy duty work. Can be used neat in extreme circumstances. Yeah, let's call that extreme. And see how it works, shall we? In fact, there's some really big bits. Let me get that off of there. Smells a bit potent. If the parts melt, we know it's too strong. I'll do the testing for you. Right, so let's give these a bit of a clean up, and then we can get it all back together. And while I do that, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, do me a little favour. It's completely free of charge. Hit that subscribe button, drop us a comment, like, share, all of that good stuff, guys. You helped me smash my target of 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, and it looks like we're going to be at 1,100 subscribers by the end of this year. So that's fantastic news, and that's all down to you guys, so thank you very much. But if you haven't done so already, like I said, it's completely free of charge. Hit that subscribe button. Right, cleaned everything up, so let's start putting this front back together, front end by the front sprocket I should say. There's a bit of nastiness on the slave cylinder, so let me just clean some of that off. So 3 5mm Allen keys for the slave cylinder. You may have got away doing the job without taking this off, but looks a bit tight to me, so I just took it off. Make sure you do them up evenly. Get them all the way home first before you nip them up. Right, that's that on. So we've got some big bolts and the side stand to put on the bottom. Now the side stand has this switch in it, which is a bit manky as you can see, and I made a bit of a boo-boo and I tripped over it and I pulled the wiring out of it. Now this switch is on the side stand, so if your side stand is down, i.e. pointing towards the floor, and you put it in gear, the bike will cut out, so stopping you from pulling away if the stand's down. I've ordered an eliminator which gets rid of this, okay, mainly because it's boatloads cheaper than a new one of these. So that's on its way, and it's really simple to plug in. So I've just taken this out of the equation. It's just bolts to the side stand. So the side stand goes back in there, and we've got to work out where all these little plates came from. So we've got a bolt in there. See, I've got this plate that I've cleaned, but it dropped out, and I'm quite sure where it dropped out of. Right, this plate, guys, is actually for the centre stand that this bike doesn't have, because it's got a Ducati Leo Vince pipe on it. So you need certain brackets on the catalytic converter for the centre stand. So I have all that stuff still, but the centre stand isn't fitted, but this needs to go in. You've got 1, 2, 3 8mm Allen key bolts that hold this bracket and the side stand on. This hole here goes on the very rear 8mm socket closest to the back wheel. There is a spare bolt hole in the sump where this little dowel here goes into. So we'll just place that at the back. It's a little bit tricky. It's even trickier to film. There's a big spacer washer in there as well. That's it. I think that's got it. So then we can tighten these 3 back up. Happy days. Then let's move you guys to somewhere a little bit better. Like there. Really need to get some better tripods, guys. If you've got any recommendations, I use an Insta360 Pro 2 camera, so it's got that kind of standardized clamp on it that seems to fit most things. Let me know in the comments below. I've got a couple of tripods. I always seem to get the wrong ones though. They don't seem to be very good. So if you've got any recommendations, guys, let me know. So little plastic outer cover with 2 5mm bolts on. Pretty self-explanatory how this goes back in, he says, as it won't go back in. So 1, why is this one not tightening up? Right, so you know you just got one of those jobs that just wants to fight you. So just pop this off, run a tap through there, M6 tap, just cleaned it out, and that's back in. That's okay, thankfully. Then we got this little aluminium foot plate here. It's got some tiny little 3 or maybe 4mm Allen keys in it. So let's just go and get something, probably quarter drive, to do those up. What we got? This is a 3, spot on. No big biceps required for these. Just nip them up. That's that. And then on the back of the pillion footrest, it's, why have I not got a very good picture on that camera? Hopefully it's going to come out better in the video. There's a 13mm bolt that just goes on the back of here, holds the pillion foot peg to the side pannier bracket. Right, that's that. So now we can get the rear hugger out. Sorry, back in. What I've done is I've run the same tap through these holes in the swing arm because they all came out. There's one round here, so there's 5 holes, 5 Allen keys, 5 mils, holds the carbon rear hugger on, and I've run a tap in and out of there because they all came out. They didn't snap, but they were a bit tight coming out. If you're putting that back on with a wheel on, it's a lot easier to do from the rear. So, nice clean threads, nice clean Allen key bolts. So this bit should be plain sailing. Get them all lined up, get them started. No tension on the carbon fibre. You don't want to crack it or snap it or anything like that. Oh, really sorry guys, I just realised I've been filming with a bit of condensation in the lens in the camera, so I just had to take it inside and warm it up. But just off the camera, I took it off the paddock stand, put it on the side stand, tensioned my chain up by moving this here with my hand, which moves that eccentric hub. So I've got the chain tension correct, and there's a sticker on the swing arm that gives you the measurements that you require for the chain tension. And what we need to do now is put these 2 pinch bolts and the plate back into the rear swing arm. So there's a plate that goes in the center there of the swing arm, and then we got these 2, what I think are 14 mils, can't remember, we'll find out in a minute. Yeah, they're 14 mils, so we'll just nip them up. My camera keeps misting up for some reason. These are 34 Newton meters, guys, these rear pinch bolts, okay? So they're pinched up so we can get the back wheel back on. When you're putting the back wheel back on, make sure that the wheel is located in these 4 lugs on the back. Otherwise it won't sit correctly and you'll do some damage, or worse, you won't realise and you'll try and ride off. So make sure the wheel is located on these 4 lugs on the rear hub, sorry, okay? So now it's back on its wheels. We've got to torque this one up, which is 41 mil, and we've got to torque the wheel side up, which is 46 mil. This day's just getting better, guys. I forgot to hit record. I'm back on my phone now. Let me tell you what I just done. 177 Newton meters. Put this clip on here and then put a little cable tie through it. You don't have to do that, but something I do. Make sure the clip's coming through the little hole in the spindle here, like that, and that's that side done. So we'll do the same on the other side. I'm going to move you around there without hitting stop, because then I'll probably forget to hit record again. Now all I've got for this, guys, is a 41 mil crow's foot. I don't have a socket, so let's see if it'll do it. I may have to give Big Jeff a call and buy a socket. Okay, so that's got it. I couldn't find the torque setting for the one on this side, so I've done it to the same as the wheel, which is 177 Newton meters. So again, clip round there, make sure the clip comes through the hole in the spindle, and then I'll pop a little cable tie through it. Job done. One last thing to do at the front. Remember I said I accidentally tripped over the stand and pulled the wires out? Well, there they are there. So what I'm going to do is pull this bit of the loom out. And then just up here is a plug. So I'm going to undo the plug. Keep hold of that bit of loom just in case. So this plug is going to have a side stand kill switch eliminator plugged into it. So that's on order, but it hasn't arrived yet. So I'm simply going to plug that back in there and then push it back into that loom and get it all nice and tidy. Right, guys, fought me to the end, but it's done. Apologies, my camera kept misting up, so some of the footage isn't as great. I do apologise for that. If you made it this far, guys, thank you so much. Smash subscribe, hit like, drop us a comment. Next week we'll be back with the Triumph Daytona project. We'll be finalising that, and that'll be 2 bikes ready to go off for their MOT inspection. So I'm Dino, this is Patch's Repair Shop, and I'll catch you guys next week.